Are you looking to try a neutral sounding IEM but worried that you may not like it? This IEM actually has two sound signatures, a neutral and a bass boosted neutral sound. So today we're checking out the OOOPUS X22, a hybrid IEM with two dynamic drivers and two balanced armatures, plus a tuning knob that gives you two sound signatures in one. So starting with the unboxing for $35, it is pretty simple and straightforward. Inside the box, you get a 2-pin QDC cable and two types of ear tips, one standard rubber and a stickier silicone ear tip. And that's pretty much it. No case or extra accessories. Feels a bit lacking for the price. The cable itself is usable but nothing special. It's lightweight, basic, and the ear hooks might need adjusting depending on your ears. For the ear tips, both are really good for me. Just find the size that gives you the best seal and also which materials you prefer. For me, both works fine, but for the sake of this video, the rubber ear tips looks nicer in camera since the silicone ear tips attracts dust easily. Now for the build and design, the shell is made out of a polycarbonate plastic so it's very lightweight but feels sturdier compared to resin shell IEMs. Design-wise, it has a clean matte black finish look with a very unique mech design that looks futuristic or like gamer peripherals. But the highlight here is the tuning knob on the faceplate where the open dot is for the neutral tuning while the solid orange dot means it's on bass boost mode. It has a locking mechanism feel when switching mode so you won't accidentally change it, and it's smooth enough that you can actually rotate it while wearing the IEMs. And unlike most tuning switches, this one actually makes a noticeable difference. Comfort is honestly one of its strong points because it's very light and sits nicely in my ear, which works great for long listening sessions. However, the shell is slightly large since it has 4 drivers, so if you have smaller ears, this might not give a comfortable fit. And the nozzle angle, which is exactly 90 degrees, which might need adjustment for your ears. Now let's talk about sound, starting with the bass. In normal mode, the bass is controlled slightly above neutral with good extension and a clean presentation. For the bass mode, you get a significant boost around 5 to 7 decibels, which makes it punchier, heavier, and more fun. But for me, it lacks that rumble of a subwoofer despite that increase in sub bass. It adds a lot of impact for genres like EDM, hip-hop, and pop, but it can slightly bleed into the mids depending on the track. The mid-range is warm and natural. Male vocals sound full, while female vocals are smooth and non-fatiguing. It's not the most forward or energetic mid-range since it leans more towards a relaxed presentation, but it sounds cohesive. In bass mode, the mids can get slightly thicker or warmer in the low end, but is still very listenable. When using the neutral mode, the upper mid-range is very interesting, where it has two sides of the coin here. The 3 to 4 kHz is something that deviates from the neutral tuning, which gives forwardness that gives instruments like hi-hats and cymbals sound crisp and gives a better sense of width. But this also means that it highlights sibilance, where I used this to monitor my voice and hearing that it was sibilant, which I tried to fix with EQ, not knowing that it sounds normal with my phone speakers or other IEMs like the Truth Here Reds. The bass mode alleviates this a little bit because of the emphasis in the bass, which reduces the perception in the upper mid-range to presence region. Overall, it's inoffensive and relaxed, but with a caveat in the upper end which can work well or against the song depending on how it was mixed. The treble is very interesting since there are two balanced armatures that handles the higher frequencies, giving it enough resolution and detail without sounding harsh in cymbals. This may come off as neutral to dark neutral depending on the person since it lacks extension in the air region above 10K. As we could see in this graph, there is a roll-off starting in the 4 kHz as the upper frequency goes higher, which makes it a safe tuning set that is good for those that are sensitive to treble since it comes off as smooth and round. For the technical performance, it's solid for the price. Soundstage is average with a decent width and depth. Imaging is accurate for gaming and music listening. Separation is good, and detail retrieval leans more towards a smooth presentation rather than a sharp resolution. Overall, it's more about musicality than technical performance, where micro details are prioritized over macro details. So, I recommend this IM for beginners that wants to try different sound signatures, people who like warm, bassy, and smooth tuning, listeners who want a fatigue-free IM for longer sessions, and those who enjoy switching between balance and fun sounds without the need to EQ. And I don't recommend this IM for treble heads who want sparkle and air, detail freaks looking for highly analytical sound, people who want premium build and accessories, and lastly, users with very small ears which could give you a hard time fitting. So overall, the OOOPUS X22 is a very interesting budget IEM. It's not perfect, but the sound quality and tuning versatility really makes this stand out. At this price, you're basically getting two sound signatures for one IEM. So if you're just starting out or want a fun and flexible IEM, then this is definitely worth checking out. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.